Guys, so I don't know if you're tilted a bit funny, right? So here we are for my 2-week wait symptoms. Now, I'm just looking at my phone in reference to the last TTC cycle that I did, which was on the 26th of February. So the date of my last period was the 31st of January, which means makes my due date early November the 6th, sometime around then. So the last TTC vlog was on the 26th of February and I was 12 DPO. Now, if we go to the day before when I was 11 DPO and I said to you guys that I was like losing my mind, I did an OPK on that video and it wasn't dark or anything, but it was darker than I would have thought an OPK would be at that time of my cycle. Now, I wouldn't go as far as my 2-week wait symptoms were exactly the same as my period symptoms. There is nothing different about them, nothing. And that's why I think I spent too much time focusing on TTC videos of 2-week wait symptom videos on YouTube, because people were saying, people almost had like pregnancy symptoms. I didn't at all. They were really similar. So I started, as I mentioned in my videos, I think I mentioned it in my 12 DPO video, I started spotting. Very normal, happens to me all the time. I spot at the lead up to my pregnancy, to my period, and then I have my period, and that's normal. That's what happened. But rather than, that happened for one day, the day that I expected it to happen, which was around 12 DPO, and it was exactly the same kind of spotting as normal. However, later in the evening, it kind of stopped. So I was like, oh. So before, I'll go back to that bit in a minute. Also, I had started breaking out, having like little pimples, again, very normal. Sore boobs, very normal for me to have that in the run up to my period. Other than that, nothing really. A bit emotional perhaps, but nothing. I felt like I was about to have my period. There was nothing different. So 12 DPO on that day. If you go back, and I will try and link them in the link. I'll link the whole TTC playlist in the link, but in the thing below. That video, I was completely sure that was it. We were done, and what our plans were for the next cycle, and what we were going to do, and la 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 la. Because I was convinced. I then stopped filming, I uploaded the video, and I decided to do another OPK. So I went to the loo. This is like 5 minutes after filming this video and uploading it. I went to the loo, did an OPK, and I'll see if I can pull up the videos on my phone, and it came back positive. It took a while. It started to get darker and darker, and then I looked and it was positive, bright positive. So then I gathered, and these are the cheapy ones, so I don't know if you guys have ever bought the internet cheapy ones. They're like, you get loads of OPKs and then you get like 5 pregnancy tests with it. Well, I only had 2 or 3 pregnancy tests left, I think. And I basically just I went and gathered them all up, and sorry to be gross, but peed in the pot, placed them all in there. I was like, I'm using them all. I'm using them all up now. I'm so tired of the kind of having them there, and I was so kind of confused and etc. And I covered them up and I went back, and this, I don't know if you guys can see, was the result. Here are my OPKs. They were what I did first. They were really, really strong. Then I did the pregnancy test. Can you see, like, there's like the faintest line, like the faintest line. But when I looked, and I then did it in black and white, and you can kind of see, I don't know if you can, a line, but when I saw those OPKs, I was like, what? Okay, 1 OPK positive, fine, but what are the chances of 3 positive OPKs? Now, if you read online, you can use an OPK as a pregnancy test, but usually later on, the LH hormone and the HGC are very, very similar, so they kind of show up on an OPK. But usually that's when they show up later than a positive pregnancy test, whereas this time they showed up first, which was unusual. And then I was there with the little pregnancy test going, I can definitely see a line, and I could definitely see something, but it was like, and the others were the same. And then when I did that, it was like, wow, what's the chances? So I was like, oh my god. So Chris was just like, no, wait till you get a proper test done, because we had this massive argument beforehand. I felt like it was my fault. I put a lot of pressure on him. I basically was really stressed out and upset and felt like I wasn't going to be pregnant this month. And this was the night before, and I basically said we need to go and start looking at doing the IUI, and he was really upset by that. He felt really pressured. He wanted to try naturally, and we ended up having a huge argument, and then in the end I ended up being pregnant, so it was kind of all wasted. But the next day I got up, I was very calm, I put Sebastian on my back, we went and took Patch for a walk, and on the way I picked up a test, and it was the clear blue digital, and it says 1 to 2 weeks pregnant. And then I went a bit crazy and bought a million other ones, and they all came back positive. So that was the start of that. That was that. Yeah, it was crazy. And we didn't tell our families until later on. My mum only found out a few days ago. Chris told my dad, I think he let it slip, and we did tell his mum, I think, when I was about 9 weeks. But we kept it quiet for quite a long time with our families. We have been a bit kind of hush-hush, again, I think, because of our circumstances. We are really worried about everything. Obviously, I'm terrified about a lot of stuff. As you guys know, I had a very difficult time with Sebastian. I had terrible postnatal depression. And the breastfeeding contributed to that a lot, rather than the progesterone and the prolactin making me feel happy. It did the complete adverse thing. So I really was worried about that. I didn't have a good start to my time with Sebastian. I didn't feel happy. I felt so sad. I felt like I'd done the wrong thing. I felt guilty. I felt depressed. I just felt terrible. It was not a nice time at all. So this time round, I want to do a lot of things to prevent that. I've since found out that the citalopram that works really well for me as an antidepressant can be taken in pregnancy, depending. So, sorry, when breastfeeding, whereas my GP said I couldn't take it, or she didn't know enough about it. So I've since found out that that's not necessarily true. So hopefully I will be able to put things in place to prepare myself. I'm hoping to have a home birth. I've been approved for it. Whether we go ahead with it is another matter, but if not, I can go to the midwife-led unit. I did stay in that particular midwife-led unit when I was, when I'd had Sebastian, because I needed them help with breastfeeding. I've got plans in place for a tongue tie if that was to happen again. They have someone that can snip it, so hopefully things will be a little bit more. I have plans in place to keep me safe. I'm concerned about Chris, how he's going to be physically at that time. It's 9 months away. We don't know what will happen at that time. Will he be working? Will he not? We just don't know. It's all really kind of up in the air at the moment. I personally think as well we need to move nearer family members, which really upsets me a little bit. I mean, that sounds silly, but I really love where we live, but I think we may need to move to where we're both comfortable, or nearer or closer to family. So we will see. But so that's that's my 2-week wait symptoms. There really wasn't really wasn't many. This isn't the most exciting video, but one thing I will say is that, you know, I do think that PMS symptoms and early pregnant symptoms are like this. They're so similar. It's really, really hard to tell. I think the best way, obviously, is just to really stick at it and wait and take a test. I never tested this early with Sebastian, so it was kind of difficult, because then I had to wait longer before, you know, I felt like I tested too early. I wish I didn't know, because then I didn't have to wait so long being anxious. But yeah, so there you go. Please stay tuned for more kind of updates, week by week bump dates and things. And hopefully this is going to be a happy and healthy pregnancy. And Sebastian will have a little brother or sister. I think brother is what he's going to have, which kind of will save me a bit of money, because I have all his clothes still. I'm sure we're having a boy. Place your bets. Right, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.